The wrought iron gates of the Alistair Manor stood sentinel, their intricate designs a testament to generations of wealth. Beyond them, a sprawling estate unfolded, a tapestry of manicured lawns, vibrant flower beds, and ancient trees that whispered tales of time. It was here, amidst this verdant grandeur, that Kwame arrived, his calloused hands gripping the worn handles of his gardening tools. Kwame was a man sculpted by the sun and toil. His skin, the rich hue of ebony, stretched taut over muscles honed from years of physical labor. At 32, his eyes held a quiet strength, reflecting a life lived with integrity and a deep connection to the earth. He had answered Mrs. Eleanor Ainsworth's advertisement for a gardener, a position that offered a steady income and a chance to work with the land he loved. Eleanor Ainsworth was a woman who commanded attention without uttering a single word. In her late 50s, her silver hair framed a face that still held traces of youthful beauty, now etched with the lines of experience and a certain refined sadness. Widowed for several years, she lived a solitary life within the vastness of her estate, finding solace in the beauty of her gardens, a passion she had shared with her late husband. From the moment Kwame stepped onto the property, he approached his work with a quiet diligence that did not go unnoticed. He didn't just mow the lawn, he coaxed it into a carpet of emerald velvet. He didn't just prune the roses, he sculpted them into fragrant masterpieces. He understood the subtle language of the plants, their needs, their rhythms, and he responded with a gentle expertise that breathed new life into the already magnificent gardens. Days turned into weeks, and Eleanor found herself observing Kwame with increasing interest. She would often pause by the window, watching his broad shoulders move rhythmically as he worked, the sun glinting off his sweat-drenched brow. There was an honesty in his movements, a dedication to his craft that was rare and refreshing. He didn't idle, didn't take unnecessary breaks, and always had a respectful nod for her when their paths crossed. One particularly sweltering afternoon, Eleanor found Kwame tending to her prized collection of orchids in the greenhouse. The air inside was thick with humidity and the heady scent of exotic blooms. He moved with a careful tenderness, his large hands surprisingly delicate as he adjusted a stem or misted a leaf. "Mr. Kwame?" Eleanor began, her voice softer than usual. Kwame turned, his dark eyes meeting hers with a polite inquiry. "Mrs. Ainsworth? Your work, it's truly exceptional," she said, gesturing around the vibrant space. "The gardens have never looked so alive." A faint smile touched Kwame's lips, a rare and genuine expression that softened his otherwise stoic features. "Thank you, madam. I enjoy working with plants. They have their own way of speaking if you listen." Eleanor found herself drawn into a brief conversation about the specific needs of the orchids, impressed by Kwame's knowledge and passion. It was a simple exchange, yet it left her with a feeling of warmth and a newfound appreciation for the man who was quietly transforming her estate. As the seasons began to shift, painting the landscape in hues of gold and crimson, Eleanor's admiration for Kwame deepened. He was more than just a gardener. He was a silent force of nature, bringing order and beauty to her world. She noticed the small details, the way he always cleaned his tools meticulously, the quiet hum of a work song he sometimes murmured under his breath, the respectful distance he maintained while still being readily available when needed. One evening, as the last rays of the setting sun cast long shadows across the manicured lawns, Eleanor found Kwame finishing up for the day. He was packing his tools, his movements efficient and unhurried. An impulse, unexpected and bold, rose within her. "Mr. Kwame," she called out, her voice carrying a hint of nervousness. Kwame turned, his expression questioning. Would you consider joining me for dinner this evening?" The invitation hung in the air, surprising both of them. A flicker of surprise crossed Kwame's face, quickly replaced by a polite hesitation. "Madam, I don't think that would be appropriate." "Nonsense," Eleanor said, a newfound firmness in her tone. "You've been working tirelessly, and I would appreciate the company. Please." Kwame considered her for a moment, sensing the genuine sincerity in her invitation. He was a simple man, unaccustomed to such offers from someone of Mrs. Ainsworth's stature. Yet, there was something in her eyes, a vulnerability perhaps, that resonated with his own quiet dignity. "Thank you, madam," he said finally, a hint of a smile returning. "I would be honored." Eleanor felt a wave of relief wash over her. "Excellent. Please come inside when you're ready." Kwame gathered his tools and followed her into the GR.